Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to teach you how to defend against a right cross. So watch this clip from the equalizer and I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out.
You knocked on the wrong door tonight, Pops.
Hey! 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 Welcome back. So, you saw from the clip there was a right cross. And then we're going to do exactly what Denzel did. So he comes in here. He blocked across. Throat punch. Backhand. Then he grabbed that wrist. Twisted. Right into the elbow. Again, so block, strike, backhand, grab that wrist, twist, down hammer. Block, throat, face, break the arm. Block, strike, backhand, got the arm, break. So he strikes here, cross block it, throat punch, backhand, from here, grab the arm, leverage, and break. Aye. Aye. So for this one, you got struck in the face, so you're here. He's still there. Reach forward, throat, backhand, grab the wrist, leverage, strike the arm. Struck in the face, throat strike, backhand, lever the arm, break. Aye. We're struck. Here. Strike throat, face, leverage, hammer. Aye. 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 For this last technique, we strike first. Here. Boom. Strike, backhand, wrist, break the arm. Aye. Ah. Aye. Throat strike, backhand to the face, leverage the arm, strike. We're standing here, boom. Throat, face, arm, neck, break. Hey guys, welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a push kick.
This is Sparta!
This is one of the most dominating kicks used in Muay Thai, and it's also a great technique to use to keep your opponent at bay. So the first thing we're going to do is get in our defensive stance, right? Our hands up, protecting our face, elbows in, body slightly turned towards our opponent. From here, we're just going to bring our leg up and push. Right? The great thing about this kick is you can pinpoint where you want to hit. If you want to hit the solar plexus, you want to kick the face, which I don't recommend, or you want to kick the legs. Here. If you want to keep your opponent at a distance, you can do left leg here, right? Just keeping them back. You can keep your right leg there, keeping them far away. The great thing about it is not only does it keep them at a distance, but it's also a very powerful kick. So knee comes up to chest level here, and you're gonna angle your foot up and push your opponent. So again, left or right side, up, push, push, push. Aye. And that's all there is to it. If you want to do a drill on this exercise, you can go up to a wall, kick, kick, right? Just get used to that motion. Up, out, up, out. And that's how we perform a push kick. Remember, stance, leg comes up either side, here. Make sure that knee goes to chest level, foot up, and we push out. Hit that like and subscribe. Go try it out, and I'll meet you back here next time to go over more self-defense techniques. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a push kick in a self-defense situation. For this one, we're going to be defending when somebody tries to grab us, right? So they grab us and they try to hit us. How do you defend against that? Well, that's what we're going to go over today. So watch this clip from Bridgerton, Anthony versus Simon, and I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out. Welcome back. Okay, so Bob is going to grab us, and from here he's going to reach back and start trying to hit us. Well, if he's grabbing us here and his arm goes back, the first thing we're going to do is pull down, step, block. From here, we're going to knee, step back, palm the face, push kick. Again, pull down. We're pulling right in the elbow here, down. What that's going to do is when his arm is reached out here and you go down right there in that crease of the elbow, is going to bring him in a little bit. So pull down, and at the same time we're stepping, we're blocking. We're just pushing the arm this way. Blocking, making sure that he can't hit us. From here, keep our head to the side so we don't get hit with his head. And we're going to knee. From here, step back, palm to the face, at which point he's going to back up. Our knee goes up, push kick. Pull down, step, block, like this. Aye. From here, knee, palm, push kick. Okay, so for the bag work, again, we have our bag here. Imagine that we're being grabbed here. He pulls back to strike. Here. Palm. From here, push. Okay, so for technique number 2, if he's already grabbed us and he's actually hitting us at this point, what do? So you're being struck, you're being held, you can't move. Just get your hand up and block your ear here. It's a natural thing to do. We bring our hands up and it blocks our ear and it blocks our head from his strikes. So Bob's hitting us, our hands up, we're blocking here. From here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab his arm, we're going to step in, we're going to block, knee, palm, push kick. Protecting ourselves, step in, pull the arm down, block him here so he can't hit us anymore, head to the side, knee, step back, palm, aye. When you're working with the bag for this one, make sure that you're within arm's length, make it realistic. So here, his arm's extended, grabbing us here, reaches back and he's striking us. Block your ear, your head, step, block, pull, knee, hai, push kick. Okay, so for technique number 3, we're going to take the offensive. We're here. We're close. He hasn't tried to grab us yet. We can still do the same thing. We're just going to do a tie-up. So we're going to come in here, block the arm, reach behind the neck here. So now we're tied up. Knee, we got full control. Step back, palm. Tie up here. Knee. Palm. Kick. So tie up with him. Knee. Palm. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to be showing you in 3 easy steps how to do a front snap kick. The front snap kick is one of the first defensive techniques taught to either martial artists or self-defense experts. And they do that for a reason. So 1, because it's simplicity, right? It's very easy. And 2, it's also very effective. So easy and effective, it's a perfect combination. So this is also why you see in a lot of like women's self-defense courses, almost every single time you see this strike. And again, it's because it's easy and effective. So let me show you how. So for starters, okay, step 1 is here. Your knee has to come up. Just know that depending on what height you want to strike is going to determine how high you take your knee. Okay, so if we're kicking, say, the knee, right, we're only going to bring it up a little bit and kick out. If we're kicking the groin, it's going to be about waist level or just above waist. And if we're trying to kick the head, we're going to have to bring our knee far up here to be able to get that kick up. So knee comes up. The second part of the snap kick is to snap it out here. Right? So you're snapping it. The knee is a hinge. So it's just swinging on the hinge. So you're kicking out and bringing it back. When we're kicking our opponent, as that leg goes out, there's 2 different parts of the foot that we can strike. 1, we're going to strike right here with the top of the foot. Okay, that's like if you're hitting the groin. Here, you can kick with the top of the foot. 2 is we can kick with the ball of the foot, right? So right here, the ball, this part right here, you have to get your toes out of the way. So you have to curl them back to make sure you're not going to break them. So when you kick with the ball, it's here, right? Your toes come back and you kick with the ball of the foot. You can kick here in the groin that way, or even in the solar plexus here. The other thing to pay attention to is the higher you kick, the more you're going to have to stretch your foot back. You're not going to kick the midsection with the top of your foot, right? It's not going to happen. You're just going to hit your toes and they're going to break. And so you have to bring your toes up here. And if you get up into the chest, you're not even going to be hitting with the ball of your foot, but you're going to be hitting with the heel here. Okay, so step 1 was knee up. Step 2 was you snap. Step 3 is bring it down. The reason we bring it down is we want to be ready to strike again. Whether we need to move or whether we need to punch, it's going to set ourselves back up. So throwing a snap kick is as simple as that. Up, out, down. But here's some pointers to make it the most effective. Okay, 1. You're never going to see me strike the face. You see it in like MMA, and you see it in some weird videos where people do that. And you can. People can kick the face. But in self-defense, it's not a smart thing to do. Just know that the higher your foot goes up, the more you put yourself at risk, right? Number one, if your foot's up here, you're gonna be the most off balance and the most vulnerable. If someone were to move, to push, or to counter strike, there's not a whole lot you could do about it. Tip 2 is that we're always going to keep our hands up, right? When you kick, here, we're not going to drop our hands. That basically opens ourselves up for attack. We shouldn't be doing much with our hands at all when we're kicking. So our hands are up and we kick. We kick here, not here. There are times you can move your hands when you're kicking for self-defense, depending what you're doing and how your opponent is, but you have to gauge it right. The one time you would move your hands is when you need to block, and you would be blocking your groin. So you could strike here. As long as one hand is up, you're still blocking your face, and the other one comes down to block your groin. And that's okay for self-defense. The last tip is to lean into your kicks. You don't lean back and kick this way, right? You can hit them, but you're putting yourself off balance. You want to actually lean in here. That's how you get power. Watch this. Did you see how he moved? That's because it's power. When you lean back, you don't get all that. When you lean in, you do. Just like when you punch, when you strike, you're putting your body into it. And again, I always breathe because breathing brings power. You breathe at the point of impact. Here. Okay, so if you're gonna practice on a bag, okay, if you have a hanging bag, you can kick and you can put your toes straight out here and you can hit with the top of your foot and practice that. If you don't, or if you also want to practice with the ball of your foot, it's here. Just make sure when you kick, again, these toes are coming back and you're hitting with the ball of your foot here. So up, snap, down. Here. So the bag is a great tool to be able to practice on. If we don't have a bag, or you just want to get used to the motion, you don't need one. You can do it just standing here, like this. Right? You could do it moving or stationary. So remember, the snap kick is just bring your knee up. The height of your knee depends on where you're going to kick. Snap it out and bring it down. Now all that's left is for you to go try it. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to show you how to use a front snap kick in a self-defense type situation. So you notice in a lot of fights that an opponent will go ahead and put their arm out first and then come around and strike you. So that's what we're going to go over today. Watch this clip and I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out. Welcome back. So you notice in this clip, and this happens a lot in fighting situations, especially when people are drinking, they're not paying attention, they like to put their hand out first, right? They put their hand out, kind of gauging, keeping you at distance, distracting you a little bit, and then they come over with this looping punch. Well, that's what we're going to go over today. How do we defend against that, okay? So Bob here, that's what he's going to do. We're going to have his hand, he's reaching out here like this, okay? And then he's going to strike here. So for this one, we're going to be using a snap kick to show you how to use it in a defense type situation. So that's what we're going to do. His arm comes out. Automatically, when his arm comes out like that, expect him to do something, right? He's not touching you just for no reason. Always expect it. Put your guard up. Expect him to be able to strike. So he puts his arm up, okay? Now we see this strike coming. We're going to step to the side to get away, and at the same time, we're going to block here. Just kind of out block. Step, block, okay? Our other foot comes up, and at this point, we're going to do a right kick to the groin, here. Hand comes out, step and block, put ourselves in position, putting ourselves in what's called a right cat stance on the ball of our foot so we can move. We're going to do a snap kick here. We're going to step just to the outside of his body, and we're going to throw a left hook, here. Now, a lot of times, especially with people that aren't trained or they're drinking something like that, they're probably going to go down, especially if you hit them with enough power. Here, but just in case, we're going to follow up with an uppercut. Just turn, uppercut. Step and block, kick, punch. Follow up with an uppercut. Okay, so from a different angle. Step and block. Right into that chin. Okay, follow up, uppercut. Step and block. Kick. Hook. Uppercut. Okay, so for this one, we're going to say that our opponent strikes us. Okay, to put his hand out, we weren't paying attention, maybe been, I don't know, inebriated ourselves, and we get struck. Okay, so now we're here. Boom. From here, it's going to be a little bit different scenario, right? Because we're not going to be stepping here and be at an angle. We're going to be back here, but that's fine. Just bring your foot up, and we're going to kick straight up here instead of from an angle. Hey! To face him, kick. From here, we're going to step 45 degrees this way to the outside of his body. Left hook, right uppercut. Turn, kick. From here, turn, kick. Okay, at this point, our hands are up here. We're probably hurting. It's fine. We don't have to move, block, do anything. Keep your hands up, kick. From here, step, hook or cross here. Turn, uppercut. Okay, so again, we're from here. We actually got struck. Just come back, kick. Same thing. For this one, if we want to throw the first strike, we know that he's aggressive. We're not going to wait for him. You can do it different ways. One, you can get in your defensive stance here, right? Hands up, elbows tucked, one leg forward. We're cocked, ready to go. Hi! Here. Perfect. Fast, quick, easy to do. If you're in a situation and you don't want him to know that you can fight, right? He's here, he's acting a little crazy. You stand here, hi! Just strike. But for this position, I'm just going to be standing here. A lot of times, if I'm looking at self-defense, I don't want my opponent to know that I know something. Okay, so I'm going to be standing here. My hands are either here or they're down here crossed over each other, and I'm watching him, waiting for him to move. But while I'm doing this, I'm just going to kick here. Okay, from here, hook or cross, and uppercut. Kick, whew, uppercut. Again, for this one, bring the aggressor. So you can go from here, or you can go from here, and it's just here, kick. You'll most likely have shoes on, but either way, remember, we're curling our toes back and hitting with the ball of our foot. And that's how we use a front snap kick in a self-defense situation. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to show you how to use a side kick in a self-defense type situation. The side kick can be used to kick low, mid, or high, and is basically just a straight kick from the side into your opponent. We're going to take a move out of Van Damme's playbook. So watch this clip of Van Damme doing side kicks, okay? See how he does it, watch the techniques that he does, then I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out.
You win.
All right, so one of the techniques that you saw from Van Damme was he was sitting there on the ground and he was punched from the side. It's probably going to be kind of a punch coming around. Just kind of leaned back and he grabbed it. And that's fine, that's all we're going to do. So Bob here throws a punch and I'm just sitting here minding my own business. Okay, I'm going to reach back. I'm going to grab that wrist or at least block it out, right? Just here, if you do grab it, we're just going to lean to the side and kick the knee. So what are the steps to throwing a side kick? Okay, first thing you have to do is you have to load the leg. In order to load this leg, we're not going to be able to bring it up, so we're just going to lean to the side. That puts all the weight to the left side, allowing my right side free. So here, then we can load just a little bit here. The good thing is from here, our hips already turn, right? If we're facing him, we'd have to kick that hip over. We're already sitting, it's already there. So here, load, we're already turned, and then we're going to kick that leg in a linear fashion towards our opponent. But here, because we're sitting down, right, we're going to want to strike low. What happens if we struck to the midsection of the face? Hey! You're going to fall over. So in order to keep our balance, keep grounded, right, we lean, our hips there. Go ahead and grab the chair if you can, here, and then we're going to kick the knee low. Boom. Okay? Block, lean, kick. At this point, he's going to lean over to grab his knee. So we're just going to prep ourselves here, explode up using our legs. Boom, palm right into the face. Then from here, we're just going to follow up with an uppercut. Boom. Hey. Yeah. Hey. 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 For this back technique, I'm doing it from the opposite side, but it's the same thing. You block, lean, load, kick, step. Now you can practice putting power into the strike as you stand up. See how powerful that is? You're putting your entire body into it. Boom! If he's still standing, just finish with an uppercut. For this one, let's say Bob actually hit us. Okay, so he did a punch right into the side of my face. Boom! I'm like, what the heck just happened? Well, the one good thing from this position, we're already cocked. Now, not only do we have to not flip over our hips because it's there, but now we don't even have to cock ourselves, right? Boom! We're here. We're leaning. From here, just lift that leg a little bit. Hey! So you struck, he's standing there looking over you. Hey! Real quick and easy. Boom. Kick. Remember, we're exploding up. We're using our legs and we're putting pressure and power into this palm strike up. That right there could finish the fight. But just in case, we're going to follow up with an uppercut. Boom. Hey. Yeah. Whew. You look, make sure you know where he is. You see his leg right there. Just kick it. Boom. Hey. 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 From the struck position, look, load, kick, palm, uppercut. So for this one, our opponent is right into our space. We've already told them to back up. They haven't done it. They haven't complied. They're trying to show dominance by standing over, and they think they're holding all the authority in the situation, right? That you can't do anything to them. Well, we're going to prove them wrong. And we're going to do that, right? We're going to take initiative and just kick that knee. If you want to prep this a little bit, you can even lean to the side a little bit, right? You're looking at them like, what are you doing? And from here, it's just as simple because you're already here leaning, boom, kick that knee. Then it's just the same thing as we've done before. Kick that knee, palm, hey, hey, hey. Okay, one more time. You prep yourself, you load this leg, you're like, what's going on? Hey, just kick down, hey. Finish with an uppercut. So we're just sitting here minding our own business. This chump comes up on us. Look at him. What are you doing? Kick that knee. And practice, again, putting power into the strike. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to show you how to use a side kick in a self-defense type situation. The side kick can be used to kick low, mid, or high, and is basically just a straight kick from the side into your opponent. We're going to take a move out of Van Damme's playbook. So watch this clip of Van Damme doing side kicks, okay? See how he does it, watch the techniques that he does, then I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out.
You win.
Alright, so one of the techniques that you saw from Van Damme was he was sitting there on the ground and he was punched from the side. It's probably going to be kind of a punch coming around. Just kind of leaned back and he grabbed it. And that's fine, that's all we're going to do. So Bob here throws a punch and I'm just sitting here minding my own business. Okay, I'm going to reach back, I'm going to grab that wrist or at least block it out, right? Just here, if you do grab it, we're just going to lean to the side and kick the knee. So what are the steps to throwing a side kick? Okay, first thing you have to do is you have to load the leg. In order to load this leg, we're not going to be able to bring it up, so we're just going to lean to the side. That puts all the weight to the left side, allowing my right side free. So here, then we can load just a little bit here. The good thing is from here, our hips already turn, right? If we're facing him, we'd have to kick that hip over. We're already sitting, it's already there. So here, load, we're already turned, and then we're going to kick that leg in a linear fashion towards our opponent. But here, because we're sitting down, right, we're going to want to strike low. What happens if we struck to the midsection of the face? You're going to fall over. So in order to keep our balance, keep grounded, right, we lean, our hips there. Go ahead and grab the chair if you can, here, and then we're going to kick the knee low. Boom. Okay? Block, lean, kick. At this point, he's going to lean over to grab his knee. So we're just going to prep ourselves here, explode up using our legs. Boom, palm right into the face. Then from here, we're just going to follow up with an uppercut. Boom. Hey. Yeah. Hey. 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 For this back technique, I'm doing it from the opposite side, but it's the same thing. You block, lean, load, kick, step. Now you can practice putting power into the strike as you stand up. See how powerful that is? You're putting your entire body into it. Boom! If he's still standing, just finish with an uppercut. For this one, let's say Bob actually hit us, okay? So he did a punch right into the side of my face. Boom. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Well, the one good thing from this position, we're already cocked. Now, not only do we have to not flip over our hips because it's there, but now we don't even have to cock ourselves, right? Boom, we're here. We're leaning. From here, just lift that leg a little bit. Hey! So you struck, he's standing there looking over you. Hey! Real quick and easy. Boom. Kick. Remember, we're exploding up. We're using our legs and we're putting pressure and power into this palm strike up. That right there could finish the fight. But just in case, we're going to follow up with an uppercut. Boom. Hey. Yeah. You look, make sure you know where he is. You see his leg right there, just kick it, boom. Hai, hai, hai. From the struck position, look, load, kick, palm, uppercut. So for this one, our opponent is right into our space. We've already told them to back up. They haven't done it. They haven't complied. They're trying to show dominance by standing over, and they think they're holding all the authority in the situation, right? That you can't do anything to them. Well, we're going to prove them wrong. And we're going to do that, right? We're going to take initiative and just kick that knee. If you want to prep this a little bit, you can even lean to the side a little bit, right? You're looking at them like, what are you doing? And from here, it's just as simple because you're already here leaning, boom, kick that knee. Then it's just the same thing as we've done before. Kick that knee, palm, hi, hi, hi. Okay, one more time. You prep yourself, you load this leg, you're like, what's going on? Hi, just kick down, hi. Finish with an uppercut. So we're just sitting here minding our own business. This chump comes up on us. Look at him. What are you doing? Kick that knee. And practice, again, putting power into the strike. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a roundhouse kick in 4 easy steps. Okay, the roundhouse kick, you often see a modified roundhouse kick in MMA fights when they're kicking their opponent, trying to weaken their leg. It's a very powerful kick, and it's done by whipping that leg around into your opponent. Okay, so there's a lot of different types of kicks, from side kicks to front kicks to snap kicks to back kicks. This is a roundhouse kick. If you remember the side kick, it's one of those that came from the side of your body and went straight out. Well, this one here, we're doing some of the similar motions, except we're not going linear, we're coming horizontal, right? So the first thing we're going to do in step 1 is we have to open up that front leg. Okay, so in self-defense, you can be here, you're in your stance, your leg opens up just a little bit, you have to prep it for your kick. Step 2 will be to whip your body around. This is how you're creating power. This is how you're creating that momentum to get that leg into it. You're whipping your body here. Boom. Okay, so leg open, foot angled. So your foot, the direction that it's facing is a direction really that the follow through that you're going to do with your leg. So point your foot, hips open, whip that body around. 3, we're going to use the power from this back leg. We're going to kick off with that foot and help create that momentum into the kick. And so it's going to be open, turn, you're going to kick off with that foot here. And then step 4, we're going to pivot that front leg as we turn. It's got to move with us, and then we're going to follow through with that kick. So it's here. Let me show you on Bob here. So again, if we don't do that first step, if we don't turn our foot, watch what happens. And I'm just going to do it slow. I'm going to keep my leg straight. I'm going to kick, okay? You can get a little bit of power, but not a lot. But the most important thing, if you leave your leg straight, you're very likely to pop that knee at a joint or hurt yourself because it has nowhere to move. Here. So we turn that foot, Okay, again, we're going to whip. The power is not through the extension of the leg there. The power is through the hips. You're turning and your leg is just going to follow through. So step 2 is you turn, right? That's what's creating that power. So we turn, we open, we're whipping that body, and we're kicking off this back foot. It just gives extra momentum to this. Boom. And following through. What I mean by follow through is we're not kicking here, right? We're kicking over here. If a lot of times in fights that you'll see if somebody does that kick and they miss or the opponent moves, that's why they end up turning around here, because they're getting the full power into that kick. 2 more tips to go with this kick. Often when you're doing this kick and you're kicking, you're trying to hit with the shin, right? You want to create power. You can kick with the top of your foot, but it's not the most ideal. We're really aiming for the shin, and you can put that full leg into them. 2, depending how high you want to kick, is going to depend by how deep you get, right? So if I'm kicking low, not a big deal. I can be here. If I want to kick higher and I turn, I'm pivoting, I'm swinging, I have to bend lower. So it's not so much as being flexible. You do have to be a little flexible, but it really has to do with the angle that you're putting your body. And the farther you go down is the higher that you can kick. Okay, so if you want to practice on the bag, okay, you just here, you stay in your stance here, make sure one leg's back, and you're just gonna turn and you kick. Make sure that you're twisting and turning on the ball of your foot as you kick. Turn with it. Your hand, one hand's gonna stay up. The other hand more likely is gonna go down with it, and that's okay. Here. Then the other side. If you don't have a bag, that's okay. Okay, you just stand here and just get used to the motion. Again, think about it. I want to turn my foot. I want to whip that leg around. I'm going to come here. Here. Remember, try both sides. Practice hitting low, high, mid, and just see what it feels like. And that's all there is to doing the roundhouse. So make sure you go try it, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll meet you back here next time to go over more self-defense techniques. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to show you how to defend against an attack while using a roundhouse kick. So watch this clip from Yellowstone to see the type of attack that we're trying to defend against. Then I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out.
All right, come on. All right. Still can't take a punch though.
Okay, so for this one, we're going to be defending against a punch. Okay, so Bob here is going to attack me. So Bob throws a punch, right? A right punch right to my face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step to the outside as I do an out block here. I'm going to block his arm. From here, he sets himself up to be kicked right in the midsection. So step, block, kick, right here. Boom. Then from here, we're stepping down, turning to our right, and as we're setting up that left kick to the thigh. So now we're going to do that roundhouse kick right here to the thigh. Boom. When we're done there, we're going to step down, right cross to the face. Aye. Aye. So he punches, step and out block, kick right there in the midsection. Boom. Set yourself up, kick the thigh, step. Now we're at that 45 right from the body so we can get into them and reach, and boom, cross right to the face. Step and block, same time. Boom. We just set ourselves up. Whip that leg across. Set yourself up for the next kick. Step and cross. So for this one, let's say we get hit in the face. That's going to back us up a little bit. So now it's very vital that we step before we kick. We can still do it, but from here, we have to take a little step out and set ourselves up, which is great because it's opening our hips, right? It's opening our legs and allowing us to set us up to kick our opponent. So from here, we're going to step, we're going to point that way with our feet, and from here, boom. So step, kick, down, thigh, step, cross. You've been struck in the face. Okay, now just set yourself up. Same thing. Step, we're just not blocking on this one. Turn. If you want to make the first move, you can. It's going to be very similar to the last technique, except for being in a stance here where we're already hit. We're just going to set ourselves up almost like we're just walking away, right? Go ahead and you can even look this way. You can see them in the peripheral vision. So you just step, right? You set yourself up, and from here, you just boom. Height. Then you just set yourself up. Boom. Cross. Height. So we're standing here. We're gonna act like we're just walking this way. Do whatever you want with your hands, and from here, just kick. Set yourself up. And that's how we defend an attack using a roundhouse kick. Welcome to Combat University. Today we're going to go over a very serious subject. What do you do if you find yourself in a rape type situation? Well, we're going to go over one of these techniques today. So watch this clip from G.I. Jane and I'll meet you back here to go over today's lesson. Let's check it out.
Everything about what happens when you're captured, Lieutenant?
Oh, yeah, just like the men do.
Practice these things so you know what to expect.
Yeah, practice bleeding too. Would that make me a better soldier?
Couldn't hurt. Not in your case.
Neil, tell him something or I will!
Welcome back. So for today's lesson, we're going to do what G.I. Jane did. Okay, she found herself bent over a table. From here, you can see your attacker. He's standing there. His legs are right next to yours, and she did a up kick here from the back. Here. From here, you're going to lean back, and you're going to put the back of your head up into his face. We're not going straight back. It's here. We're striking. Here. And from this point, you're going to turn and face him. Grab in knee. If he's not that close, then it's going to be a kick. And then you get out of there. Heel kick up into the groin. Head slams into his face. Turn, knee. Aye. Turn, knee. So it doesn't have to be one knee, it could be multiple knees, it can just strike hard. Like I said before, from here, you get out of there and you escape. Okay, so if we have a bag to practice on, we're here, heel kick up, boom, come back, you practice thrusting your head back into it, turn, knee. Hi. Yeah. So what if they're too close? What if they're up on you? At this point, you're not going to be able to do a heel kick, right? They're too close. You can't move, you're being forced down. This point, come down and you can rake their shin all the way down with your shoes on. Here, from here, come back. Do the same thing, right into the head, step back and strike. Rake that shin. Head up. Turn. Knee. Again, we're too close to do anything with our legs, so we're going to bring it up. Rake that shin. Strike. Turn. And knee. Hi. For this one, we're going to be facing our opponent. From here, he's up on us. We're backed up against this table. Okay, from here, he's going to be close. We're going to knee up into the groin. Boom. Knee. From here, we're going to rake that face with your claws. And then we're going to come in and we're going to knee and we're going to move. Aye. Aye. Higher. Knee. Rake. Knee. We're backed up on the table. Go ahead and lean back into your arms. Bring your knee up here. Strike. Always take your training seriously. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to show you how to do an air choke. An air choke is basically a chokehold that compresses the trachea, which blocks the passage of air, causing asphyxia. They're not typically used because it takes a lot of energy to be able to do. In other words, it's just putting your forearm or any object against your opponent's throat, right, and putting pressure on it. This isn't a choke used very often. You'll never see it in MMA or things like that because it can cause a lot of damage. It can kill your opponent because you can be breaking or crushing that windpipe. It's one of the reasons you see a lot of accidental deaths caused by street fights or even by law enforcement when they do their chokes, but they do them inappropriately. Because it's very easy to crush that windpipe when you put your forearm on it and create pressure. All right, so let me show you how to do it. The motion of it is pretty simple. It's basically your arm comes around, right, this way. Your forearm here is pushed against the throat. You're just grabbing your wrist and you're squeezing, right? Your arms come back. You restrict your shoulders. You put your body into it so your chest is going forward. So your forearms are coming back here, this way. If I'm doing this to Bob here, again, it's just coming over. It's putting the forearm right across the throat, from the throat here. You're grabbing and you're squeezing here. If you do it lightly, it's possible that you just cut off the airway and then eventually he'll pass out here. And you just hold. But a lot of times when you're applying this, you're coming across and you're crushing it, right? You're striking that throat. Aye! And that's what's going to cause a lot of damage. So remember, when you're doing this technique for self-defense, you are trying to create damage. You're trying to protect yourself, your own life, or life of those around you. So when you do put your forearm here. You do want to do it powerfully. Aye! And then once you're here, again, you can clasp your hands together, pull back, pull your body forward and squeeze. Aye! So again, you're here. Your forearm comes across. You're going to go straight across the neck here, and you're going to go back here. Aye! At the same time, you're going to grab your hand here and pull back and squeeze. Okay, so the other way that this choke can be applied, it doesn't have to just come from behind. It can also be a front choke. If you have your opponent down, maybe you just struck them in the groin or solar plexus and they're bent over right, or maybe they come try to tackle you. They would be in this position. You just reach under, right? Here, again, same thing, forearm across the throat, and you're gonna squeeze. For this one here, you're gonna put your hips forward, right? You're gonna lean back, and you're gonna squeeze here. You can get a feel for this on the bag. It's not perfect because it's so wide, but it gives you an idea, right? And just reach around here, grab your wrist, and you squeeze to see what it feels like. Do both sides. This way, here, squeeze. And that's the air choke. Welcome to Combat University. Today I'm going to show you how to defend against a tackle attack. So I'm going to be showing you how to defend against a tackle using an air choke. So watch this clip about Terry Tate to see the type of tackle we'll be defending against, and then I'll meet you back here to go over this lesson. Let's check it out.
Hey, buddy. To say that Terry's gone soft. He still does what he does best.
That's a long distance call, dog.
Welcome back. Okay, so you saw the tackle, it's pretty impressive. So how do we defend against that? How do we defend against somebody that's trying to come at us and trying to tackle us? Well, the first thing we're gonna have to do a sprawl. Okay, we're gonna have to sprawl, and once we sprawl, we're gonna give an air choke. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so when we sprawl, we have to kick our feet back here, right? Our hips are in the mat here, and then we're here. We're putting our hips forward. So when our opponent comes at us, here. What that does is it stops our opponent's forward momentum, right? So they're tackling because it prevents us from going backwards and falling down. As we sprawl, we put our hips into our opponent. It stops them so that then we can attack. Okay, so Bob tackles us. We put both feet back. We put our hips into him here, right? That stops his momentum. From here, our hand goes underneath. It grabs right across his windpipe. We're doing an air choke. Squeeze, lift up as we put our hips into him. Make sure we keep him off balance. So from here, our hand goes under. Here, we grab, lift our hips, lean back, and squeeze. Okay, from this side so you can see what's going on. So he came in, I sprawled, my hips are into him here. This hand comes underneath, right, to get his neck here. It's straight across the windpipe. Remember that the air choke is cutting off the windpipe here. It's the forearm here cutting straight across the neck to cut off the airway. So it's here, grab, squeeze. We're just doing it from underneath. We're reaching under here, right? Grabbing our hand, squeeze. Once again, he comes in for the tackle. We sprawl, okay? From here, this hand underneath, grabs the neck. We keep putting our pressure into him. We lean back, hips forward, here. Okay, so for this technique, we're gonna go over what happens if our opponent actually tackles us and gets us on the ground. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. The opponent comes down, he tackles us here, right? Now we're on the ground. What do? Same thing. Reach around, go under the neck, right? Here, same motion. Your hips go down. Prefers if you can either grab his feet, put your hands over, put your legs over here and cross, right? So you can push. as you pull on your arm and you squeeze. Again, he tackles, boom, you're on the ground. Okay, he's digging his shoulder into you here. It won't always work if he's up here, but if he's already here and he's giving you his head, reach around. Okay, at the same time, make sure you're pushing on his body, either pushing his legs back here, or you're wrapping around to get in the guard here. Okay, squeezing your legs, pushing your legs that way. You're here, you're grabbing your hand, you're stretching your body out as you squeeze that neck here. Okay, until he passes out. Okay, one more time from this angle. He's down, put him in the guard. Okay, your arm comes underneath the neck here, and grab, and you stretch. Okay, so for this third technique, we're going to be the attacker. Okay, we know that he's aggressive. We want to stop him before he does something. If he's here, first of all, if you don't want to get tackled, make sure you stay close, right? If you're close, he can't get enough momentum to come in, right? You just can't do that. You just look stupid and put yourself in trouble. If you did, you'd just be here, not moving anywhere, and you just put him in a choke. Okay, but if we want to attack, and we see that he's at a distance, we don't want him to come in for a tackle. We see that he's starting to move. We just say, "Ay!" All right, we're going to do a snap kick to the groin. What that does, when you kick the groin, what happens? You bend over. So you kick him in the groin, and he bends over here. So, 1, "Ay!" right? He bends over. Once he's bent over, we don't have to worry about sprawling on this one because he's not trying to dive into us. We just reach our hand over. Right, same thing, forearm across the trachea, grab, put our hips into him as we lean back and squeeze. Aye. Aye. And that's how we defend a tackle attack with an air choke.